Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are, whenever you're watching this. This is Floating in Dreams. Today we're going to do a video where I do a full face using all of my favorite Essence Catrice products. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today's video is going to be a full face makeup look using nothing but my favorite Essence Catrice products. In case you're unfamiliar with my channel, hi, my name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I love coming on here to chat about eyeshadow palettes, Essence Catrice reviews, and getting the use out of my makeup. And these are my tried and true, snow angel friendly makeup picks from these two budget brands that I love and adore. I do a lot of content with them. It's sort of like the bread and butter that I've built my channel on. And I think that next month, so in August, they'll probably be coming out with their fall winter release. So in case you're unfamiliar with the brands over here in Europe, we sort of regularly, every 6 months or so, both brands are putting out a new line. They discontinue older stuff and they update the line for the upcoming season. And I always do videos on those as well. So since I'm in Europe, I do have better access to Essence Catrice than many other places. Very often, many of the products I show in videos right now will be coming your way, but sometimes you're 6 months up to a year behind the releases that I'm able to get my hands on. So if you're in the US, for instance, it can be very difficult to buy these things. They both have official websites that do ship. So if you, depending on where you live, their websites do ship products. Like you can buy it straight from the brand. Over here in the Netherlands, you can't. And I tend to buy most of my products through Cosmetic for Less, which is a German website, or Boozy Shop, and both of them are official European stockists. As far as I know, they don't ship internationally per se, or it can be pretty expensive. But yeah, these are the things that I still have. Some of these are discontinued and you can no longer buy, but they are my favorites. And I was like, I have to feature them here. I'm filming this on one of the hottest days of the year, which is why I'm wearing, you can't really tell, but I'm wearing my lemon print summer dress for the occasion, because boy is it hot and bothersome today. But I had to get this out there. If I sound a little funny, that's because I'm still recovering from being ill over the past week or so. I'm almost there, but not quite, but I haven't been able to do my makeup for more than a week, so I thought, why not come on here and do my makeup and use my favorite Essence Catrice products? So that's what I have for you today. Let's get stuck in. As per usual, I like starting off with primer, and I still happen to have one of my favorite Essence Catrice primers. It's the Prime and Fine Fresh It Up from Catrice, and this is my favorite hydrating primer they've ever done. I don't think I've ever tried another primer from this brand that is this good. It's a dupe for the Smashbox Primerizer. So if that is something you're looking for, if you're familiar with that kind of texture, then you know what that is. It's sort of like this very watery, moisturizing sort of product that really is a nice base. And they just haven't done anything since this. And I opened mine up in the springtime because Catrice now does this. This is the Hydrator Plumping Fresh Primer. This is the closest thing they've ever done to the Fresh It Up. This is not the same though. This is more of a gel texture, whereas the other one is more of like a lotion. So it definitely has a different texture. And it really depends on what you prefer, whether that's gonna work for you or not. So yeah, I do like that Hydrator Primer enough, as in it's very much up my street, but I wish they would bring this back. This is my favorite one. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be priming my eyelids with the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is not a product by Essence Catrice, but I don't have one currently on hand because I tend to just have one eyeshadow primer and I don't really have a lot of them lying about. But Essence Catrice do some good eyeshadow primers, I find. Like they really are good enough to get the job done, especially if you're just looking for something that can hold on to your shadow and prevent creasing, then it's fine. Like this Milani primer, like if you're looking for that sort of effect but nothing too much coverage, then I think you're fine. With my face primed and out of the way, I'm gonna go in and do something that I don't normally do. And I'm going to go in with a foundation that you can no longer buy. But because it's my favorite ever Essence Catrice foundation, I knew I had to feature it here. This has expired though, so I'm taking a little bit of a risk putting this on my face. But this is the HD Liquid Radiance foundation in the shade Ivory Beige. And this, I mean, it hasn't seen a lot of use, but this is my favorite. The HD Liquid Radiance is sort of like the glowy version of the HD Liquid foundation that Catrice does. That has the black lettering, but that is a matte foundation. My dry skin doesn't like it, but this was their dewy version, but you do have to shake it up really well. So it doesn't smell badly, so I'm pretty sure that I can still use this okay. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere near my eyes. And this has just always been my favorite Essence Catrice foundation, so I was like, then I need to put it in this video. And the shade is pretty good for me too. Wow, I put a lot of product on the back of my hand. It kind of like squirted out. Probably because I've been shaking it up and I haven't used it for a while. It still feels fine. It doesn't smell weird, but it's a few years old, and it was only out for like a hot minute. Like, that's the issue with Essence Catrice, with their so like regular updates. I mean, from a like keep selling things kind of perspective, like I get it, but from a makeup reviewer perspective, it gets a little frustrating sometimes, because sometimes I haven't even used something and then they already end up like decluttering or discontinuing it. So it's been like trying to keep up with them can be a bit and also, you know, in terms of sustainability, is it still what we want in 2022? Brands that pretty much discontinue like a third of their line and like bring new products in? I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether that's something I can still subscribe to, but yeah, it's great content for the channel, and that's why I keep doing it. Look at that shade match. It's just, for me, it's like a perfect match, which is another reason why I love this. These brands aren't exactly known for having great shade matches for extremely pale or extremely dark people. And with this, I remember it being like, yep, this works for me. And it's just this really nice sort of like light to medium glowy coverage. Exactly what I want. And they've never done anything like this again, which is a shame. Now I'm going in with the example of shade ranges matter, people, but this, I like this. But this is the Essence Stay All Day 16-Hour Long-Lasting Concealer. This is great, but this is in the darkest shade, and it's in soft beige, 020. So this is really, like, if it's right for me, then who's that other shade going to be right for? I mean, I remember that other shade, the lighter shade, is a lot more yellow, but in terms of how deep these are, they just work for fair skin and nobody else. Yeah, this is my favorite concealer. Catrice used to do a couple that I liked. I used to love the Liquid Camouflage, but I have just found that it's too heavy duty for what I need. So I like something that's a bit more lightweight, and then this works better. And Catrice and Essence both aren't really doing anything at the moment that really works with what I like to do in terms of makeup. But this is a repurchased one, because I've used this one up in the past completely. So if we're talking favorites, this is a favorite. And that's the concealer done. It's one of those concealer that really doesn't add a whole lot of coverage, just kind of evens things out a little bit, and that's what I prefer. So I know that for a lot of people this is not going to be their favorite because it's just so lightweight, but that's what I prefer, and especially in the summertime when it's hot, this formula works really well on me. Now we're going in with my favorite powder, which is also by Essence. This is the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Mineral Powder. This is a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Filter. I have found. So I now have 3 of these in backup because this is my favorite all-time powder. And that's why I have to feature it here. The only problem it has is that this is the only shade available. So for some people this is going to be too dark, too yellow, and for other people this is going to be far too light. So I wish they would come out with more shades. Now I don't necessarily feel that face powders need to have a shade. I'd rather have something that's translucent that I can use like whenever, whatever it is that I'm wearing. But yeah, this is the Skin Loving Sensitive Powder, and as I said, when it comes to texture, formula-wise, this I feel is the same as the Charlotte Tilbury, and that is why it is my favorite powder. That's the powder of choice here today. For brows, I think that the only things in my collection are by Essence Catrice when it comes to brow products. I definitely need to get my brows done. I haven't had them threaded in a while, so, but I just saw that my brow lady is on vacation. So now I'm like, am I going to like walk around with like very outgrown brows for another month until she comes back? Or am I just going to get someone else to do them in the meantime? Because I don't know. I'm not sure I trust anybody else with my brows though. But that being said, we're going to still put some product in. The Catrice Brow Pen Pro has been in my Shop My Stash for a while, and I really like this brow pencil. Mine is almost gone. But yeah, Catrice is the brand that I go to for like brow pencils and things. They have quite a few brow products that I like. Their brow soap is really nice. They do that in different shades. They do a very slim pencil as well, the Slimmatic, which I have 2 in backup because I like it so much. And they also have those like felt tip, like brush on brow products. So when it comes to anything but brow gel, they also do a good brow gel. I can't remember the name of it. The Volume Brow something, Volume Mascara, Brow Mascara, I think it was called. That I liked as well. I have that in backup. But my favorite brow gel is Essence Make Me Brow. This also comes in more shades now than when I first bought this. This is in the shade Blondie Brows. And Blondie Brows is perfect for my blonde brows. I believe it now comes in a clear as well, which is great if you have struggle finding your brow shade. Then you can also buy this in a clear. So yeah, there are more options right now. But yeah, for brows, I tend to go Essence and Catrice anyways. So there's just no contest there. And in case you didn't know, but the Essence Make Me Brow is a dupe for the Benefit Gimme Brow. I have tried many other brow gels since trying this because it's like, surely this is so cheap and affordable. There are other things on the market that I might like. So I tried the e.l.f. Wow Brow or Brow Wow. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. I tried the Glossier Boy Brow. I tried Benefit's Gimme Brow. I've tried a couple and I keep coming back to this. So we know it's a favorite. We know it's a favorite. And then for cheeks, we're going hardcore Catrice here. I think that Catrice has really been doing nice things over the past couple of years. Essence does do good things too, but I feel that shade-wise, Essence doesn't always cater to what I like. So my skin tone isn't always factored in. And that's probably also because Essence is like, in case you're unfamiliar, Essence and Catrice are owned by the same company. And it's like Essence is for younger people and Catrice is like aimed at an older audience. That's sort of like what the branding also tells you if you look at how it's branded. So yeah, maybe Essence is just also catering more towards like teens and people in their early 20s and not so much like people in their late 30s like I am. So I'm going to go in with bronzer, and this is the Holiday Skin Bronzer. This is the Luminous Bronzer with macadamia oil, and this is in the shade Off to the Island. I have this in both shades. There are 2 shades available in the summer. I like going in with this because it's a bit deeper. But 010 is perfect for me in the winter time. This is very much, like, it reminds me of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in terms of texture, but the shades are better for me for some reason. They have a bit more yellow to it, which is what I prefer for my fair skin. So yeah, these are like some of my perfect bronzers, and I said it in my bronzer collection that I filmed almost a year ago, that I could do away with all of my bronzers and keep just these two from Catrice, and I would be happy because I would have a winter shade and a summer shade. I love this thing. I do like to go in with a stipple brush when I do bronzer, so I try to not not go in too hardcore. So I find that once I discovered stipple brushes for bronzer, it just made my life a whole lot easier. So the only thing I wish these brands did better is cream products. Their cream products can be a little So if you're really into creams, I hope they're coming out with some new cream products actually when they relaunch the new shades for like the fall winter season. That would be good. They usually stick to trends, so I hope they can manage to do like some nice formulas. Yeah, this bronzer, I mean, before they launched this, I had never been able to find a bronzer from Catrice that really worked. But this, I mean, I need a light hand and then I'm good, but it just really nicely bronzes up the face. And, ooh, got hair everywhere. I'm so sticky because it's just so hot. And then I'm also filming with studio lights because if I do makeup looks, then I do like to film using studio lighting. Yeah, you can just see that it just adds enough color, but it never looks muddy. I don't know, and this is like less than €5 at the drugstore, so I'm really happy with it. Another great one from Catrice. Do they still do this? I'm not sure, but the More Than Glow highlighters. These were hyped up for for a minute. This is in Ultimate Platinum Gaze, and I kept this over ColourPop's Super Shock in Flexitarian. It's the same shade, but this is a cream to powder formula that is picked up with a brush. So it's just easier to apply, which is why I kept this. It's this like wham bam in your face, glow from the heavens type of glow, which is something you need to like, but I like this, and I've found this like, it's like a gel to powder kind of formula that I've only really seen one other brand do really well, and that is Dior. And Dior highlighters are just a little bit more expensive than this one is. So yeah, I feel that the Catrice More Than Glow highlighters are on par with something like the Dior gel to powder highlighters, if you're familiar with that. So yeah, there's just a lot of dupes here for more high-end things. Like not maybe exactly the same shade, but formula-wise, this highlighter, the powder, the primer, like all of it, you can find for so much more money, but these are just great drugstore dupes. And then to finish off the cheeks, I'm going to go in with the Cheek Lover Oil Infused Blush. This does have a shade name. It's Blooming Hibiscus. And this was a product I initially passed up on, but this is so pretty on the cheeks. It looks like it's got a very strong golden sheen when you look at it in the pan. It looks like NARS Orgasm, in case you're familiar with that shade. It really is that sort of shade. But then when I put it on, it pulls more cool tone pink. So there is just something in this shade that I think if you have a warm undertone, it's going to look more peachy gold. And if you have a cooler undertone, it's going to pull more pinky, just a little bit lighter, I think. So I just love this, and especially like this is just the best summertime cheek. And it looks super intense in the pan, but you can just see it nicely diffuses. You really have, you know, no issues with this looking clownish. I mean, if you have fair skin like me, you know that, you know, a lot of blush can just look like too much. And I know that currently like a really heavy blush look is like it, but for me, I just don't really feel it flatters my face shape. So I like something a bit more glowy and natural like this. This is personally all I would do. The lights wash it out a little bit. I feel like in real life I can see a little bit more. But I'm just going to leave it here because this is just really pretty. It has a little bit of a warm like sheen to it, but nothing too much, and it just blends together so perfectly with the bronzer and the highlighter. I don't know what it is about this blush, but you can just throw this on, it will look good every single time. It just does. Now we're going into the eye look, and for eyes I'm going to do my little double prime action in a minute, but for eyes I thought we could make a combination of these two. So I just showed you my favorite summer palettes, and in that video there was a very clear theme, namely warm tones with greens or blues or teals. So I thought, I have a warm tone palette from Catrice, and I've got a green tone palette from Essence. Maybe I can do a look combining these. I haven't even planned it out yet, but I think what I want to do is like go into the crease with this like warm tone. This is the 5 in a Box palette in warm smoky look. No, warm spice look. So perhaps use this in the crease, this all over the lid, and then maybe this like shimmering green down here on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna have a play and have fun with it. Maybe this in the inner corner. Yeah, I think I can have fun with these. And then we're gonna go in with mascara, and those are also Essence and Catrice products, but I'll talk to you about that when I get back. I'm gonna speed you through the look, and then I'm gonna tell you what I exactly did afterwards. Right, so the eyes are done. So what did I do? I used pretty much every single shade from the Catrice 5 in a Box palette. I ended up using this in the crease, this all over the lid, this to blend things out, and this one I tried to use as a little bit of like a deepening out shade along the lower lash line, and this one I ended up topping over the middle of my lid just to have like a subtle halo eye, so there's a little bit more dimension than just this bronze shimmer on the lid. These shades work great. I really like the 5 in a Box eyeshadows from Catrice. They are some of my favorites. And then we have the Essence Dancing Green palette. And then I ended up using the 3 green shimmers along the lower lash line and the inner corner. So this is on the outer part of my lower lash line. This is in the inner part of my lower lash line. And then this guy is right here in the inner corner. So that was a very successful look. This is the kind of eye look that I just envision myself wearing all summer. Warm toned eye with a pop of green, teal, or blue on the lower lash line. That's what I like going for. And then for mascara, also Essence and Catrice. Very often when I do Foo-Flay's makeup looks, I don't have any mascara to talk about, but today I do. The Essence Lash Princess in the green tube. Long-time favorite. I love it. I opened the new one for this video. And then I always use the Catrice Glam and Doll waterproof mascara as a waterproof top coat, and the brush on this is really great for combing through your lashes as well. Match made in heaven, great combo. I love these two. And then for setting spray, I didn't really have an Essence and Catrice setting spray. I tend to like either not love them or use them up, and then I feel okay. So I never really repurchased them, but the Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Setting Spray is one that I have repurchased in the past, and I went through several of those. So now I was using the Bang Boom Brow, which is their newest one, and apparently this is designed so you can like take a spoolie, spray it, and then use this to apply your brow soap with. I'm not sure you really need that, and it does say face and brow fixing spray. But now that I sprayed it all over my face, it kind of burns my face. So I don't think I necessarily need to use this again. This is only the second time I've used it. I thought I could go back to this when my ColourPop one runs out, but that is not going anywhere anytime soon because it's not I'm just not going through it as quickly. But yeah, this one may have to just be decluttered because I don't think my skin really loves this. So when it comes to setting spray, the Prime and Fine Multi-Talent from Catrice. That one I can recommend, but this one I don't. And then we just have one more step left, and that is lips. And I do want to show you a gloss as well, because in recent years I've become a gloss convert, and Catrice has now released this line. This is the Better Than Fake Lips Volume Gloss. This is not a plumping lip gloss. It doesn't tingle. It's just a very creamy, hydrating gloss that makes your lips look fuller because it fills in all of the fine lines, and because it does have a bit of a shade to it, it is going to enhance your lips and make them look fuller because of that. I have the shade Lifting Nude. This has been my go-to gloss ever since I bought it. Like ever since I got my hands on this, this is all I want to wear. I rate this over some of my more high-end glosses, but I'm not going to put this on today because I have a really fun summery lipstick I want to show you. So for the lipstick, what I want to apply is the Essence Hydra Matte Lipstick. Now this is a line that when I first tried it, I didn't like at all, and that's mainly due to the scent. It just smells like faux watermelon candy. Like if you have like Sour Patch Kids watermelon flavor, that's what this smells like. And it's just not my favorite. And I'm just really sensitive to smells, not because I'm allergic to it in that sense. It can just really give me a headache. And that's why I don't love scented makeup. I know a lot of people like it, especially if it's like fun and fruity like this, but the shade of this is great. This is the most intense shade they do. This is 408 Pink Positive. And it's a stunning, really fun, bright, pinky red shade for the summertime. And that is what Pink Positive looks like. It is red, but it does have enough pink running through it to really give you that sort of like watermelon kind of vibe, which I love in the summertime. I keep telling you that I love these like popsicle kind of shades, and I'm really hoping that this can be a dupe for one of the new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks that she does. I hope this is a similar shade to Strawberry Shock, which is her new Insanely Saturated. But yeah, I don't have that in yet, so I don't. But yeah, I think it could be, because it's like, maybe it's not as pink though, but I do really like it, and I do like this line. Good wear time. This doesn't just rub off, but they're still very comfortable. Catrice do really good lipsticks as well, I have to say. So both Essence and Catrice know how to do a lip. It's just that their lip lines can be very hit or miss, and there have definitely been a couple of years where there were just so many things they were doing that I didn't love, and but now that Essence has come out with this, I sort of have regained my respect for their lip lines, and even though this smells really funky, I know I will be able to get more use out of it because it has a couple of really, really stunning shades. So that's why I did want to recommend that in today's video as well. Shall I still, let me see if I can take the lip off and I can still show you the gloss, because, you know. So you can just see that it was only on my lips for just a little bit and it's already stained my lips completely. Let me just go over it a little bit. And then I'll put on the gloss. There we go. That's better. So now we have a more intense eye and a more neutral lip. I feel a bit more comfortable wearing that. But yeah, those are my favorites from Essence Catrice. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorites are. I would love to know. And if you'd like to stay tuned for more, then I hope you'd like to come back because I do make several videos a week. For now, if you could thumbs up the video, that would greatly help me out. And if you would like to subscribe and join my little snow angel family on here, then of course you are more than welcome to do so. For now, thank you so very much for watching. Have a good day, everybody, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye!